What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Just picked up this new unit. It's a 2016 Highlifter 850 Sportsman. Definitely has a lot of potential. Definitely needs a lot of little things, including a major detail. It's real dirty. You can tell it's been mudded most of its life, but everything works like it's supposed to. It runs good. It drives good. 4x4 works. The front brakes do not work, but we're gonna fix that. It's an easy fix. Just one of the front calipers is no good. So yeah, just want to give you guys a walk around, kind of show you exactly about the machine, and we're going to go over what has to be fixed to get it ready for sale. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, so she's a little rough. Definitely needs a really good detail. You can tell it's been mudded. It's just real dirty. It needs a good bath, but a couple things have to be addressed as well. So the axle boot on the left front axle is torn. So I have another axle I'm supposed to be picking up today. The seat cover is also ripped. I have a guy that does seat covers, so we'll go ahead and get that swapped out as well. And then the front brakes do not work. They don't build pressure because we're actually we're leaking some brake fluid out of, you can see the brake fluid dripping there, but the caliper is leaking, so the piston's probably blown out. So I'm just gonna replace the caliper. I got a local guy that has a bunch of stock parts that I'm gonna get. All right, guys, so we're gonna start pressure washing the machine, just getting the loose stuff off. Once we get it all pressure washed, then I'm gonna show you guys a concoction that I use. Probably familiar with it, might be, might not be, but it's called booty juice. So there's a few different ways to make it. Basically just like a degreaser and soap, and but I'll show you guys in a little bit here. But I'm gonna start pressure washing it and start cleaning it up. I already dropped the seat off to the upholstery guy, so we can get that reupholstered, and then we'll get it nice and clean, then we can start working on it. This way we're working on a nice clean machine here. All right, guys, so we got most of the pressure washing done. We got a lot of the big stuff off, the heavy mud that was caked into the wheels and suspension and under the plastics and all that. So still gonna have to probably let it dry and hit it again, because you know how it is. Once it's wet, it looks clean, and then you let it dry and you see everywhere that you missed. But right now I'm just going to start applying the degreaser mix, and I'll show you guys what that consists of. All right, guys, so usually I have a big 1 gallon sprayer, but it's broken right now. I gotta get a new one, so I'm just going to use the small sprayer. I might have to refill it once, but basically you're just going to use about 16 ounces of Zep. So pour a little bit less, actually. 16 ounces is when you use the 1 gallon, so this is only 25 ounces. So I'm going to put 5 ounces in there. I'm going to do a little bit of Dawn dish soap there, and then a little bit of OxyClean. My buddy just told me about this, so we'll see how good it actually works. But a little bit of OxyClean in there. A little bit more. Big rock. All right, so we'll throw that in there, and then we'll just fill the rest up with water. And then supposedly, there's so many different ways to do this, but supposedly all you have to do is spray it on, let it sit for like 5 minutes, and then just pressure wash it. So we're gonna see if that works. All right, guys, so that stuff worked really, really well. I was really surprised. I mean, you could see that was after I pressure washed it already the first time, how much dirt came off, and literally just falls off the inside of the fenders. All of the dirt, I didn't have to scrub it at all. I literally just sprayed it on, let it sit. It was hard because it's sunny out, so I had to keep kind of keeping it wet to let it do its thing. But yeah, it made a huge difference. Like, obviously this bike was really, really bad, so I might have to hit it one more time, but for just spraying it on once and hitting it with a pressure washer, it looks great. So now what I want to show you guys is I've got a little trick that I use for the aluminum. So you can see this aluminum is supposed to look like that bright silver, but it's real dirty and stained from mud. Same thing like with the motor, and the front diff you can see is stained up, rear diff as well. So I have this aluminum cleaner, and literally it's the same deal. You just spray it on and let it sit and then wash it off. So I'm gonna show you guys what I use and how it works. All right, guys, so this is the stuff right here. It's Duragloss 860 aluminum cleaner and brightener. Got it off Amazon, but I'll show you. So I'll show you real time. It foams up. So you can see this wheel, just gonna spray it on there. It'll turn like a white foam. Kind of spray it up on top and then let it sit for a little bit. Really get it on there. I'm gonna do the front one too. Knock them both out. But this stuff works really, really good. It's got to kind of foam up though. It usually gets like a white coloring to it. Yeah, you can see it starting to turn white now and foam up. You might have to hit it a couple times. you know, unless you scrub it, but I'm gonna show you guys without even scrubbing it. It's actually going to turn the aluminum that color. Like it's gonna be basically white when we spray it off. Just trying to keep it, let it run down the wheel. We'll let that sit. Same deal, we're gonna hit this one again. Let that sit for a little bit. I want to stick down there. Just give it a little scrubber. I'm not putting any elbow grease, I'm literally just working this stuff in so we can cover evenly. Let that sit on there a little bit. Same deal here. Just work it in. All right, let's spray it off with the pressure washer. Let's see what it looks like now. Yeah, so you can see nice bright aluminum now. I'll probably hit it one more time just to make it perfect, but you get the idea. Stuff works great. Bright white. We'll do the rear diff here. Show you guys in real time. See, it looks nasty. It's all stained. Spray it up top. You want to just start high and let it run down. And that's where it really starts to let it soak and do its job. Gotta get more of this stuff. It's my first time using this. I'm just really impressed by it. Let that sit for a little bit. Let's grab the pressure washer. You'll see it's just gonna rinse right away. Look at that. Nice and bright. Ooh, missed the spot up there. Yeah, look at that. Night and day. Let's do the front diff. Oh, we can even try this winch. Gotta be careful what you spray this on. If you spray this on like a polished aluminum, like a chrome, it's not supposed to be good for it, so just want to be cautious of that. It'll take it from being shiny and like a mirror-like finish to a dull aluminum finish. So you don't want to spray any chrome with this stuff. It's only for like silver aluminum, which is just fine. That's what I typically use it for anyway. Just motors and stuff. Even like this knuckle here, spray it on that. Generous. Getting low, I gotta get more of this stuff. I'm an idiot, guys. They're supposed to actually wet this, whatever you're cleaning, supposed to wet it first. That's why it wasn't really sticking too well and kind of just running down. Supposed to wet it first, and then that's supposed to help it stick and start to foam up like it's supposed to. So it's my fault. Do this engine side here. Let that sit a little bit. Get the scrub brush. You can see this left front knuckle is already starting to look a lot better. Not as caked up with mud as it was. That night and day compared to the other side. It's all brown. So the side we already did, huge, big difference. All right, so I'm just cleaning the motor here. I just put some of that aluminum cleaner on, but there's a lot of little ridges and galleys and stuff here. So just kind of getting in there with the little brush I have, and we're just gonna make sure that we get all that stuff loosened up. Got the stuff soaking on there. We'll probably have to hit it again, but just want to make sure all this stuff is clean. You know, again, these are the details that after a while start to add up and make a big difference as to how clean the machine looks. Especially these mud bikes, man. Once they're sunk a couple times and not cleaned right after, they just start to get stained and just adds up. You gotta sit here for hours just trying to clean it. Good thing is that's a rubber encased starter, so that should be good. These have problems with the starter getting water in them and then not working, so. All right, let's see how that looks. Yeah, much better. Look at that. Much better. Still got to go back and I'm gonna work in there a little bit, get some more out of there. But she's coming along real nice. All right, guys, just finished the back end here. Just did the exhaust and the shield with the aluminum cleaner. Rear diff's looking great. Hit that again one more time. Side of the motor came out really great. Nice and clean. No more mud. Same thing, I did these wheels, or the hubs rather. Did both knuckles. Nice and clean. And then the other side of the motor as well. It's a lot better. Still got to give it probably one more wash for it to be perfect. And then I'll shine it up with some SC1. Throw the seat back on there, and then at least aesthetically it'll be, you know, really nice. It'll be really clean. And then we can start working on just getting the brakes to work and then replace that axle. All right, guys, so it's been a couple days. I got the machine looking the way I wanted to get it to look. So now we just have to work on the front brakes. I got this new brake caliper in. Took a couple days to get it. It's like 25 bucks. So this should fix our front brake issue since the left front caliper is leaking fluid. So we're just going to go ahead and swap that out. And then while we're in there, we're going to swap out the axle as well because the inner boot on this axle is ripped. So I picked up this used axle from a buddy of mine. So we're going to go ahead and throw those both on, and then the bike should be good to go. So let's get started. All right, guys. So got the old axle out. Sprayed some BB Blast around where the diff is and where the axle goes in, and a few tugs came right out. So we got the new axle ready to go in. We got the new brake caliper on. So let's put the axle back in, the new one, and let's put it back together, see if we can get the brakes to work. All right, guys, so we got pretty much everything back together. I'm just putting the axle nut back on right now. Then we're just gonna have to add fluid to the brakes, bleed them out, and then we should be good to go. Put it all back together, give it another good cleaning. All set. All right, guys, so we got the machine all finished up. We got a nice stiff brake handle now, so the front brakes are working again. Got the axle replaced, got the machine all cleaned up, and she's good to go. So thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys on the next one.